Hello, guys. Thank you for being patient. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, and I was just finishing my mac and cheese, so sorry about that. But I'm reading through everyone's comments, and I am going to do my best to answer as many as I possibly can. I have probably, I'd say, like 30 to 45 minutes for this stream, and then me and Claire are going to go out to eat. So for now, I just thought I would do this. Basically, today's video is not going to go up because it's another R34 video, but I really wanted to have the engine in, and we just had some stuff come up at the shop, so that'll probably end up happening tomorrow instead. So anyway, wow, there's a lot of comments. If you're new to my streams, usually what happens is I get really overwhelmed. About halfway through the stream, there'll be some sort of technical difficulty, but I usually end up trying to answer as many questions as I can. So to start off, one thing that I do want to address, because I've been getting a lot of comments about it lately, is the natural disaster, earthquake, whatever you want to call it, that happened up at Ebisu in northern Japan. And I just want to let you guys know, like, instantly, as soon as it happened, I reached out to Andy and Emily over at Power Vehicles that oversee like all the cars where we keep stored, to see how I could help when it comes to any fundraiser or anything of that sort. But it sounds like it's just going to take them a little while to figure out the logistics. And I know Sam has been working really hard with them, trying to figure out some sort of way to do a fundraiser. And as soon as that stuff is developed and comes afoot, I will share it with you guys. I think it's awesome as a drift community how many people have come together wanting to support the track and try to help it recover. And if you aren't familiar with what happened, it seems like the bulk of the damage was caused by a landslide from a place. I don't know the exact name of the track. It's not School Course, even though it looks like School Course. I think it's called Driftland, maybe. But I've never personally driven on this track. I think it's usually used for the Team Orange driving school. But anyway, it looked like a landslide kind of like took debris from there and it went all the way down onto Nishi. So I imagine it's going to be a costly repair. It doesn't sound like anyone was hurt. I know my car's okay. I don't know about other people's cars personally. Yeah, I know it's going to be closed until they're able to do renovations. I don't want to say any more than I don't know, but all I know is I'm super game to help, and I know all of you guys are, and as soon as I get more information, I'll talk about it in a video. I have a question from KHOV COVID. It's not a question. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. I jotted down some other things on my phone that you guys were addressing while I was eating my mac and cheese. Yeah. So there's just been a lot going on at the shop, with Chris in town helping out with the FD car, and with, working on the 34 with Johan, and then Marco helping out on other builds. The shop's been super busy, and there's been a lot going on, both working on cars and kind of preparing to move into this year, even though it is now mid-February. Just trying to make sure that we're dialed in, so when we go into this year, we have a good plan. And with everything that's going on, trying to move to this new shop, there's been so much stuff behind the scenes that's eating up time, and the videos aren't where I want them to be in terms of stuff going on in them. But we're doing our best, and I appreciate your guys' support and understanding that this live stream is just in place of a video that we actually, man, I feel like I'm rambling now. We had a video to go up today. I just didn't have a title or thumbnail because I was counting on putting the engine in for that. So we're just going to basically keep trailing into filming tomorrow, and that'll be the next video. ZQUD asked if I still eat peanut butter jelly pizza. Oh, he wants me to give him a head nod if I do. No, I don't. I'm sorry. When do I think I'll come to the Connecticut meets again, from AJ? Next time I'll be in Connecticut. I usually don't go to car meets a lot, but if I'm up there with Tommy, sometimes there'll be some local and I'll end up going there. I always forget how the order works with these. What's the best angle kit for beginner drifter, from Kieran? Depends on the chassis. Usually any sort of modified knuckle is usually a good way to start, because it's not crazy angle, but it's enough to help. Usually try to drift without an angle kit. Just give your car a little toe out, which is kind of like a little cheater trick. And then from there, you can kind of start to add more as you please. Oh boy, there's a lot of chats. Let me see if I can find a better way to handle this. Colette, I'm getting overwhelmed. It's happening. I'm going to do my best to answer your guys' questions as quickly as possible. I hope they don't disappear. Tommy said he misses the BMX videos. He has a rad 540i. Should he bring a trailer it? If I know anyone, yeah, bring a trailer. Seems like a fun way to sell a car. Seems exciting. Answer that. Any update on the R34 skate decks from Jet Drift? Jet, I'm going to answer your question, and I'm going to go into full detail on that whole situation, but there's other comments that might disappear, so I'm going to write down a note so I don't forget, and we'll talk about the whole skate deck situation. Oh my God, I get so overwhelmed when I do these. Top Goose loves me, hearts. Nick's dad says hi. Hi, Nick's dad. E92, when are we seeing it again? I got to figure out what the next plan for like content is on it. But now that it's running, I kind of have been more excited to do stuff with it. K-Web wants me to buy a WRX. Maybe, well, wait, I already own them. Any new cars anytime soon, Tayton? Yeah, I got a different car for Drift Week. I'll go into detail with that probably sometime in the next couple weeks. Drift Week number 3 is going to be Pacific Northwest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the whole thing, but I wanted to kind of switch it up, so I got something instead of the Chaser to have some fun with. Thank you, Mortal Kombat Gaming. It's cool to hear that videos have helped you get through some rough times. I know a lot of you guys have messaged me that before, and I know how important it's been to me in the past to be able to have an outlet or something to watch or something to just kind of pass the time and kick me out of bad moods and stuff, and to know that I'm able to be that for you guys is really rad. And I read every single comment you guys make in videos, where some people think I do or don't. I can't obviously respond to every single one, but it's like my routine in the morning. I read through them when I wake up. I'd say 90% of comments on YouTube videos I've read. I try to do my best. When am I coming back up to Shawano? I love US Air. It's just one of those. It's one of those tracks that's just far enough that it's hard to make it out there because it is like a whole ordeal and trip to get there. Do I plan to visit Craft Sports, the dealership in Naples? Seems like a really cool place. I don't really have plans to buy a car from them, so I don't know that I would go there, but I guess if it was in town, it'd be cool to stop by and check it out. I don't know, I just feel like it's annoying to go to a dealer if you're not planning to buy a car because it kind of like wastes their time, but that does seem like a really special place, and maybe be a bad thing if I went because I'd end up getting a car. Oh boy, I am so bad at this. There's so many messages coming. NOLA was amazing. Mass Drifter asked. It was one of my favorite tracks that I've driven. Guys, I'm just going to say this now because there's a lot of super chats coming in. Please understand that it's looking physically impossible for me to answer all of them. So I'm going to do my best, but they do time out, and I'm doing my best. I'm going to answer them super quick. Any Nürburgring trips coming? Eventually, COVID kind of has everything locked down, so it's making it tough. Tommy wants my super chat money. Tommy didn't even respond to my text this week, so I don't even know why he's asking about super chat money. He doesn't like me. He called Mike. I heard him call Mike on the phone today when I was left on red for the entire week, and I sent him a message, literally verbatim. I would show you my message then if there was anything that I was. What? He called you? Yeah, and he didn't respond to my effing messages. Yeah, that's Tommy. Whatever. Oh, he was mad about your video with the cluster. You're gonna be sidetracked. Yeah, Tommy, you don't get nothing. No, wait, that's a double negative. Tommy, no. Nick Dry wants to play zombies. I played zombies in a while. Mike got too good at it, so now it's like too much of an endeavor to try to play. I was not embarrassed. It's
yes,
just,
you were. You were embarrassed.
No, our waiter at our ninth Valentine's Day lunch was like talking about how he's a gamer and wants to start a gaming YouTube channel, and you're like, he plays zombies, and I'm just like,
I thought it was something you guys could connect on.
Zombies.
I kind of felt like your mom needed advice.
I feel like zombies is not it's not a gamer game.
I'll tell you, that was all I knew to have you relate to him on some level in that moment. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I get so anxious during live streams that I literally start sweating, guys.
You and Mike made me think it was cool.
What? Zombies?
And then, right, the first thing it's mentioned in public is not cool anymore.
No, it's just I don't know. It's like your dad coming up into school with you and being like, my son loves to do this. And you're just like, okay, I'm going to get back to super chats. Sin wants me to drift the 350 now that it's not an auto. I'm game. I just need to put some tires on it that aren't super, super sticky. But the Mustangs have always like drifted really weird. If you like, the stock diff is electronic and it does funky things, and the steering's electronic. Or no, the stock diff, I think they're like a torsion, so when you lift, they like to spin out, and then that combined with electric steering. You have to do a lot to make them drift well. So I'd probably spin out a lot, but it would be really fun. I drifted a bunch before I went to the Barra. I should go to Dr. Joseph Soprano for my back. yeah, I need to get my back situated. Ironically, guys, I stopped going to the chiropractor, and my back felt like 30 times better. I think that he was like purposely inflicting pain on me to make me want to keep coming back. And when I stopped going, it's been quite a bit better. As long as I can put some lumbar support underneath. I think I already apologized in advance for anyone super chatting. If I don't get to it, I'm going to do my best. Ooh, this is a good question. Sam I Am said he enjoys working on cars as a hobby, but he's not sure if he should try to turn it into a job or not. He doesn't want to ruin it for himself by making it his work. I will say 7 times out of 10, people that I've met, when they do turn a hobby into their job, it often does kind of ruin the fun for it. I know I kind of felt that way to a certain extent with BMX. Cars, I obviously don't like necessarily work on as a job. It's more like as a means to an end to drive. But I do know a lot of people that end up becoming mechanics and never find time to work on their own cars, so it kind of like shoots himself in the foot. And I do think, yeah, so that's kind of tough. But if you don't know a lot and you're like using this as an avenue to learn more to work on your own builds, I think that's cool. Oh man, Trevor! Look at what Trevor did. I don't know. This is a weaselly thing to do.
Wow.
Trevor's trying to get a $10 shout out for his giveaway. There you go, Trevor. Nick wants to know thoughts on B58 mechanical reliability, thinking of getting 340i. Yeah, the B58 is an awesome engine. I'm impressed with how much power they can make, how much it can spool a big turbo. The one in the Super was great. I had a blast with it. I just wasn't crazy about the overall drivetrain. Thank you for the reassurance, Scott. Scott said, don't stress, just read what you can. People will understand. I struggle sometimes when it comes to live streams or even like public events. If I don't feel like I can meet everybody's expectations, sometimes I would just rather not do it at all. So like a lot of times I won't live stream because I'm freaking out that I might not be able to answer everyone's question. And like I never want to upset you guys, and that's where it all stems from. But I try to do my absolute best. Christian Mancini, I miss us. Christian Mancini. That name is way too familiar. I feel like it's a friend of mine, and he's gonna be really mad if I don't remember. Christian Mancini. I gotta look that up. Okay. Oh, I get it. This John guy he knows things. Any mods we can expect with E46, or is it staying OEM plus? So I do have a whole plan for the E46 in terms of a video series, but everything is kind of on hold right now. Christian Mancini, isn't that someone I went to school with? I'm confused about that. Hopefully you're not mad at me. Okay, moving on from that. So yeah, E46 is gonna get modded for sure. When? I don't know. Purpose of the car, not super sure on, but we got some plans. In new shop, will there be my own dyno? I don't know. Man, I want to ban Trevor. Trevor, if you want me to shout out your giveaway, you gotta pay more than $10. He's doing it again. That's funny. He's smart. That's some avant-garde marketing if I've ever seen it myself. Would I consider an S14 or an R33 build? S14s don't do a lot for me. Everyone keeps asking why I haven't ever built one. I don't know. They're cool, but if I feel like I was going to build an S14, I'd just rather build an S15. R33s are rad, though. I love the giveaway car we did. It just drove so well. Even though everyone hates them because they're technically boats, I feel like the longer chassis just makes it feel really nice and squishy in like a comfort street car way. So there's more chance of an R33 popping up on the channel than there is an S14. Don't mind me. Advice to give to someone who really wants to work on and build rad cars who can afford parts and make time for it. Save up. Try to rather than viewing the need to work on cars with money. There's a lot of mods that you can do that don't require a lot of money, and it's just kind of time. Good example of that. I mean, I know it's an interior thing, but seeing Mike do the Starlight headliner, I don't think those kits are very expensive, are they?
Mm-mm.
I think you could probably even make your own kit even cheaper.
$50.
But like that occupied him for, I don't know, to like a couple days, and you have to learn how to take the interior apart, and like it's a very rewarding thing that looks cool. But
headliner,
yeah,
$10 a yard fabric.
Yeah, tin. Like there's a lot of things you can learn to do yourself and save a lot of money. God damn it, Trevor. All right, fine, Trevor. You spent $100. Every $1 you guys spend on Motion Auto TV is 2 automatic entries for a chance to win a 700 horsepower Evo and $10,000 cash. Trevor, bring your Evo here so I can drive it.
Even word for word.
Listen,
right there.
he did what I asked. Yeah. Scott said, Trevor, just give the car to him so you can stop promoting it. Seth wants to know what we got to do for me to build an R33. I wish I got one before the prices went crazy. I feel like spending 35 grand on a white R33 GTR V-Spec would have been rad. Now they're just getting, like, man, 60 grand. Even the prices that 34s are going for. I'm so glad I got mine when I did, or I never would have ended up building a 34. It's insane. I don't know if the prices are ever going to come down, but it's not looking likely. Racer Fleming asked if we need a truck driver for FD. As of right now, we've got our good friend that I'm pretty sure is going to be able to drive to all the rounds for us. So super excited about that. He's a ton of help and a great dude. So I don't think we need a truck driver for FD, but thank you for asking. Man, he's got other people doing his dirty work too. Other people are paying money to promote Trevor's giveaway. Yeah. Some Marcus Zuckerberg type stuff.
Good job, Trevor.
Christopher asks when I'm going to drive Matt Mormon's OG Civic, another giveaway car. Probably the most ridiculous Civic to date. I think he has well over 100 grand into that Civic. I don't even know if I'd want to drive it. He let me sit in it, and I felt uncomfortable because it was so clean. You remember? I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to sit. He's like, no, sit in it. I'm like brushing myself off, making sure I don't have gum on the back of my pants.
Didn't he say it's like 40 grand in the sound system?
Yeah, that's Matt. He's ridiculous. Welcome to the world of Matt. Havoc wants me to supercharge the LSRX-7. Would be really cool. That car actually does make a lot of traction. Probably make it really fun. But that car, I really want to sell. I don't have much money into it right now other than the price of the car. So if I'm going to get out of any car, that's going to be the one. Say hi, Riley. I love these dogs. They're my favorite. They make me so happy. Riley, act like you like me on camera. You're stressed out. Okay. But yeah, I probably won't supercharge it because I want to sell it. Jonathan O, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. What do I think of the fresh track in Missouri, Ozarks? I'm pretty sure I've seen photos of it. It's this like almost Ebisu looking track in the mountains. It looks. I have 6,000 people on here right now. Is that what that means?
Don't look at the numbers. Okay. No.
That is the most people I've ever had in a live stream in my life.
You have 50 people on.
That is no, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Wow. I feel like I normally only get like 1,000. Maybe it's because I didn't upload today. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, the Ozark track looks amazing. I'll need to plan a trip out there.
Oh, it was 666 for a second.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Ethan W. 69 me. I'm a huge. That sounded weird. He said I'm a legend and a huge inspiration. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Garrett says his fiance. Garrett, my fiance. Oh, that could be a woman. Only looks at the screen with your videos if Colette is on screen, and she's a big fan of her and has gotten her to understand the car things a bit more each time. So thank you, Colette.
Yay.
That's sweet. I read fiance as like a male and like you were a woman commenting, so I was like, oh, that's weird that your dude only watches my videos when Colette's on it. That's kind of creepy.
More girls.
Ooh, okay. So this is a good question that I get pretty often from the Green Vexel. Full-time tech at Mazda wants to get more involved in working on race cars. What's advice? A lot of people I've met over time have gotten their foot in the door, just interning or basically working at FD. A lot of teams will pretty much just run off of free labor of people just wanting to get experience, and getting in a scenario like that and being around those crazy caliber builds like really sets you apart from other mechanics and other fabricators, because it kind of I don't know, it sets you apart. So I think it's easier to get a job if you're like, yeah, I worked on an FD team. So if you have any local teams or anything like that, or even just cold hitting someone up on Instagram, if you got some skills, they're always looking for help. And even if they got you doing grunt work like moving tires and doing stuff with the tent, you can absorb so much information and learn so much just by being around. So Tamboy wants me to 3-rotor swap the stock CYM FD. That's a cool idea, but We can only have enough room for one 3-rotor in this household. Scott's been super supportive. Thank you, Scott. He said, I am the man for getting you a Corvette. Do you like the Corvette? Was it a good idea? I know it's been kind of stressful because I kind of got you like a...
No, it's been, well, one track day down. We're about to have another one. I already can tell it's going to be the best thing ever for my company. So.
It's been, like, I wanted one really bad, and originally when I was getting her one.
You still need to get one. Do not roll it out.
I was going to buy multiple other Corvettes, and it was going to be this big thing, and then 2 of the other Corvettes I was going to buy, I found out one was stolen, and one had a lien on the title.
2 were running.
Well, yeah, so I ended up not buying those cars, thank God. But
I think once it's sorted, it'll be like the best thing ever. It's just really hard to work on. There's not a lot of space, but once it's sorted.
I'm trying my best to answer all you guys' questions. I know I'm missing a bunch of the $5 ones, but Danny asked a really good question that I want to talk about. He asked kind of about finding the middle ground with race car parts and not ruining a car, and I feel like that's what I always struggle with.
What do you mean? You give the best advice? You like?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You kind of asked me to elaborate on it, and for me, the most important thing is like staying away from solid bushings. Use poly wherever you can, just so stuff doesn't vibrate a ton. Other than that, like, I mean, I enjoy more driving a street car on the racetrack than driving a race car on the street. So if that kind of has any resonance to you, but I don't know. I feel like I usually end up going the race car route, and I end up kind of backtracking because I kick myself about it. The things that usually will ruin a car for me is like solid bushings, super loud diff, and any sort of like really annoying clutch will kind of ruin the build. Arcus says, big day one fan. Shout, pound this down. What's up, boys at the K-State? And get a shout out for Angela, your mom. Samet dropped 10,000 yen, so that's $100. He wants you to, okay, Colette. So he wants us to, he wants us to rap. This is a thing.
Oh my
but listen,
God.
He said drop some bars with Colette. Technically, bars could be any more than one singular bar. So if you drop one bar.
You mean like this chocolate bar?
No. So listen, you say a sentence and that's it, and then I will rhyme with a second portion of the sentence. So you have effectively not had to rap at all. You just have to say once. Do you understand?
You know, it's easy for you to say because you're really good.
No, but that you don't have to do anything. You literally, like, that could have been your bar right there.
That was my bar.
Sam, I will.
That was my bar. You missed it. That was it. That was what you're going to get.
So she said, that was my bar, you missed it, and then I respond with, that was my car, you kissed it. Damn. Bars. There you go, Sam. Hope it was worth your $100.
No, the day it will come at some point, this rap battle, but like they don't understand how good you are, and that's why I need all this prep. Like I need to be fully prepped before we go into that. They don't get it.
So Anthony is asking again about the chaser over at Ebisu. Actually, this is one of the first things I talked about in the video. I'll address it again briefly. If you aren't familiar with it, there was a pretty gnarly earthquake up right where Ebisu is, and it did have a landslide that damaged some of the tracks. To my knowledge, my car is okay, and all of you guys have been asking, trying to support the track and donate to some sort of fundraiser. I know all the guys over at the track and Sam are trying really hard to bridge that gap and provide some means, but there's a lot of like legal area and things that they have to work through to be able to just make sure it's okay. So definitely keep Ebisu in the back of your mind, and as soon as there's any sort of way that you guys can contribute to help the track, I know your support will be insanely appreciated by everyone there. There's just a lot of people there that just love driving, love the track, and really just live to be there and just make everyone have a good time. So it's cool to see so much support on the internet for it. I'm ever going to build a hot hatch. I would love to build a front wheel drive track car. Just like a Civic hatch with a K-Series all motor, big cams, someday. But right now it's very low on my priority list, but it is on my list. It's free time. Okay. Been loving the R34 content. The Evo is your favorite. Thank you. That's one of my favorite. I think I need to do some things to make it more of a street car. It's kind of gone a little bit too race car, but I want to go break the lap record at the firm, and then I'll make it a nice street car again. Any off-road builds in the future or more side-by-side stuff? Yes. When is that going to happen? Oh, that's really annoying. I hope you guys can't hear that. It keeps dinging at me. That will probably be in the next month or two. I have a couple couple things in the works that will be more involved with off-road stuff that I think you guys will like. What? You know about this?
No, no. What?
We'll talk about this later.
No.
Yes. No?
Just look at me and tell me your mind.
Okay.
Nothing.
When can we expect to see the Barra GT50 turn up in Breaking Hearts? The car is already terrifying on the street. Any faster will make no difference until I get the car properly set up for the drag strip, which is really just some reinforcements to the rear, maybe some upgraded axles. There's no reason to add any more boost to it. Still got to do the head studs, which is annoying now because to take the valve cover off, the firewall is in the way. It's a whole ordeal. So that is definitely coming. But right now, I'm still just kind of driving a lot on the street to iron out lots of things. I've been kind of having like a weird crankcase pressure issue where it's been blowing a lot of oil out of the dipstick hole. We replaced the O-ring. We tried double O-ringing it. We tried JD welding it in, and no matter what, it just keeps blowing out there. We tried bigger catch can fittings, bigger fittings in the valve cover. I don't know what's going on because it's weird. It doesn't have any blow-by, but it's just leaking oil really bad there. So we got to figure that out, and then we'll start tuning up more because the more boost we throw, the more that issue is going to be kind of in our face. Oh, I can't wait to go back to. There's a new track in Australia. Yeah, I can't wait to go back. COVID has kind of been killing us with the traveling. It's kind of crazy. Like since me and Colette met, we were both people that would travel so much, and we pretty much haven't been able to travel because of everything, which is kind of wild. What if we don't like each other anymore once we start traveling? Wow. Drops their phone. I'm just kidding. I missed the E90 M3 NA supercharged comment, so that's why there's no comment on that. I'm sorry. How do you go about learning engines and all that good stuff? There's a lot of really educational channels on YouTube. I'm not super well versed on a lot of the automotive content. I know one channel that has stood out to me and has actually come up for me when I've searched for more like technical data is the Speed Academy. They've made some pretty good videos when it comes to, I think, like kind of diving into turbos and some track stuff. I want to say they did an Evo build or something, but I know that's a good one. And like real technical data, I know there's a lot of good channels out there. I'm not super sure about any of them on the top of my head, but feel free to comment and share in the chat, and then you guys can see there. Scott loves us together and wants me to buy you a cluster. Tommy. Also, another thing that I'll just kind of throw in here randomly. Can I talk about your PAT? Even though it's like not, can I? I'm just gonna say you.
My what?
Your Patreon. So.
Oh, but that's not even existent. That's
no,
non-existent.
No, but I wanted to use it. No, well, she's gonna have a Patreon up very soon. It's something that I struggle to feel like I still have yeah, I didn't know whatever. It's done. I struggle to try to keep a connection with you guys because I just feel like it's one of those things, like I said before, I get overwhelmed. It's like an all or nothing thing. And Colette's going to be doing a Patreon, and I'm excited to see kind of the back end of that and how that works for her, because that's something I might consider. But in the meantime, I made a Facebook group that is technically open to the public, but I just have to review the post before they're published to the page. It's linked to my Facebook page, so if you guys want to join it, asking questions there. There's been an amazing community where you guys have been answering each other, and it's been really cool to see a lot of the experiences, whether it be with the channel or life experiences and advice you guys have been sharing there. Has been awesome, and I'm super excited about that community. So it's kind of my plug for that. Johnny wants me to do a ridiculous truck build, like 1,000 horsepower Ram SRT10. That's what I'm saying you need to do.
No,
Yeah,
what's that one? The truck that one guy has, like like a rally truck. He was in the Hot Wheel Legends store. I feel bad. Yeah, truck build. We should do it. I'm in sport.
If Whistling Diesel will help me build a truck, I would love to do a truck build.
No, not monster truck. Something fun.
Monster truck.
That's just not.
I want to build a monster truck.
No, you don't.
Yep.
It's not. No.
You're the monster trucks.
No. It's not.
Oh, do you remember Simp Wars on your live streams back when everyone used to throw money at you to try to get attention?
Yeah,
including me.
It was great.
She's like, it was great. Now I have to buy things with my own money. It sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I've had the mustache for a long time now. I think it was the Germany trip with Grant and Tommy and Rudnick when I started growing it out. It was a good time. Next Drift Week is going to be in the Pacific Northwest. I'm planning to go, but it's right before FD, so there's a good chance that I might have to dip out a little early for like testing and doing stuff with the car. Also, exciting kind of updates. We should be testing the S15 as early as next week, and the R34 should technically be running, not done, but done enough to go get tuned and drive within 2 weeks, which is super exciting. I know it seems like it's far off right now, but we've just been doing so much stuff to prepare that once the engine is actually in, it's kind of like boop, 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 and then it's done. More and more about vapor honing. Oh, this is a cool vapor honer and zinc plater person called New JDM. I'll definitely have to hit you up. Send me a DM because sometimes Tommy ignores me, calls my girlfriend, calls my filmer, and doesn't text me back. Tommy.
I'm sorry, I didn't call you back.
He's not watching this anymore. He's probably streaming. Yeah. Ugh, streamers. E30 with a VR38 DETT swap. That would be cool, but it sounds like a lot of work, and I don't have enough desire to do that. Trans Am Depot is building a crazy car truck for YouTuber that's getting announced next week. I look forward to seeing it. I'm excited. So a lot of people have been asking me about my Seto rig and if I use it anymore because I like kind of made a bunch of videos building it and then like made a couple of streams and didn't use it anymore. Honestly, it just, I am like, picture like a 50-year-old man when it comes to technology. I'll like sit down and I'll be like, I have 20 minutes to play. Sit down, updates. Or sit down, this isn't connected. Sit down, controller's lost, so I can't play. Oh, and then actually, the biggest reason is Schulman broke my handbrake. And I tried to fix it, but it's still broken. And I've been sad, and Fanatec always has them out of stock, so screw there. It's a big sad, no game for me. IS300 build would be sweet. It's an awesome chassis. Let's see. How do like Tommy FEI way of building cars? Yeah, I think Tommy's been a big inspiration with especially the R34 and other things. I think it's refreshing to see people kind of going the extra mile to make them super nice and just kind of like actually restoring rather than just bolting on whatever parts they can get cheap or get sponsored to them or just buy online. And I really admire the extra steps he takes to kind of like, the little details, because in the end of the day, like that's kind of really what separates builds. Unless you're like a fabricator yourself, it's really hard to build a car different. Well, I mean, I guess it isn't. I feel like you guys understand what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm just very bad at articulating. It'd be sweet to see a high horsepower diesel truck build. Dang, moving to Orlando for UTI, I know a lot of people have gone there and really liked it. So congrats. Hope you enjoy it. Colette, we have like 10 minutes before we gotta go, right? I think that's what we said, right? Is there?
I think just a couple more hours. I'll just leave you here. All done,
I'm gonna freak out. I'm excited. We're gonna. Oh,
Yeah,
it's only been 32 minutes.
Yeah.
I think 45 minutes is a good amount of time. Usually, right around the 45-minute mark, everyone starts going away, and I lose all their attention.
Sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Am I scared that I will ever run out of things to do or film? Yes and no. There's always stuff going on, but sometimes I like stress myself out and convince myself that stuff isn't worth filming that is worth filming. I'm just super excited for us to move into a bigger space where I can think a little bit more clearly. She's nodding her head in the background.
I am nodding my head like yes. Excited.
I just need space to think and breathe and be able to tinker with things. But right now, like I said, we're trying so hard. Oh, I tabled the skate deck question. I'm sorry, I almost completely forgot about you. I'm glad I did. Skate decks. I've talked about this on Instagram. I've talked about this a few places. The most embarrassing and inconvenient, annoying thing that's ever happened in the history of LZMFG. Essentially, we did a pre-order on skate decks. We're told that they would be delivered by a certain date that we posted on our site. That has constantly been pushed back, pushed back, pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. Apparently, there's an industry-wide shortage of the wood that is used to make these skate decks, and we just have a vendor that has no effing idea about proper business communication. And rather than just being straight up with us and being like, it's going to be this date, the date keeps getting pushed back. So if you guys were someone that ordered R34 skate deck or an S15 skate deck, feel free to email. If for whatever reason you don't want to wait any longer, we're happy to give you a refund. We are working on something special to give the people that have been waiting because it's insane. It's like probably going to end up being 4 or 5 months for some of you, which is, there's no reason for it. But ultimately it was a pre-order and I don't really do that often with anything, and I kind of learned my lesson with it. But I obviously didn't think it was going to take long. So I'm sorry, and thank you guys that have been patient about it. And definitely something we've learned our lesson on, and we'll no longer be working with this distributor again because of how they've been handling this. Let me scroll through here. Another UTI person. Cool. That's exciting. Prelude build, that'd be sweet. I love Preludes. I would love to come to New Zealand. That's another one on my bucket list, along with going back to Australia. It just looks so pretty there. On top of the car scene, it just looks like a beautiful country. I did not ever get an apology, Jammer 47 Elite, from Aaron Ross for the spacebar situation, but we actually DM back and forth quite a bit. He's like kind of a car dude and has like Porsches, and I think he has a couple other cool things. Yeah, no, it's funny. He's someone that I like looked up to like crazy, and still haven't gotten an apology. But I would definitely say we're past being internet fake enemies now, and we'll chat here and there every time, which is just crazy. I should make a Discord server. I think I made one time, but I can't stay on top of everything, and if I can't do something at 100%, I just end up not doing it instead. So that's why I don't really do anything in Discord, but maybe eventually. A lot of people do car giveaways. I think the way to go get good income from merchant content is do a giveaway to help someone finish a build of their own. So what you're proposing is to do a giveaway, but the prize is to help someone finish their build. So I think that's a cool idea. And Matt Mormon did something similar on Obsessed Garage with giving basically like a garage makeover. And although it is something that would be really cool, a little bit more difficult to, that looks fancy, a little bit more difficult to market than giving away a car, but I think the biggest concern for us is right now our biggest constraint is time. And our next giveaway car will be something that doesn't require a month to build, just because of the fact that would take a month away from all the other ongoing projects and things between going to FD, to where if we were finishing someone's build, that could be a very involved thing. Maybe not just look at how awkward he is. But he's the best. We're best friends.
Your chairs are really squeaking.
That doesn't mean we need to squeak more. He's such a good boy. Look at him. I love dogs. Dogs are the best. Yes. If you're going to give people something special for waiting for so long for the boards, what if I bought both of them? Yeah, so we'll likely do something that is related to each board. So if you're waiting for an S15 deck, there will be like a little special S15 related thing. If you're waiting for the R34 deck, there'll be a little R34 related special thing. Not super sure what it is yet, but it's 100% something I want to do. It's just been a really terrible situation, and I can't appreciate the patience from you guys enough. Any word on getting my S15 in torque drift? I will work on it for you guys and see what we can do. Do I still have the Voodoo motor, and can we see it swapped in something? I still have it. If you guys aren't familiar with what he's talking about, when I bought that Parts CD250, I found out that it actually had the engine replaced under warranty because his engine blew up at like 200 miles. So I have essentially a brand new Voodoo, like flat plane, high revving engine out of a G350, just waiting to be swapped into something. But finding something that fits in and that would be a good car is the tough part. Because what I think is the hardest thing to convey on YouTube, you see a lot of these obscure novelty builds where it's like, this engine is rad, this car is rad, put that engine in that car, it's rad. No, not always. One thing that's really important with cars is balance, both with power and with weight. And if you just like throw that engine in just any car, it's probably going to be useless other than a novelty that can like do burnouts and maybe this or that, where I would really love to find a chassis that I can put that car in and really use that engine for what it was designed to be used for. I've toyed with the idea of putting it in a chaser as just a fun, reliable drift car. But I would really like to put it in something that's more road racy. I tried looking into like Ford GT40 kit cars and seeing if I could like rear mount that engine or mid mount, whatever it is, which would be insanely dangerously fast, but probably one of the best engines for a GT40 kit car in my opinion, just because it would rev super high and sound awesome. But when I looked more into those cars and found out how expensive they are, it's probably not something that will ever happen. So for now, I will sit on the engine until I can find the right use for it, or maybe end up selling it if someone offers me good money for it. But it's crazy. Those engine trans swaps, like with the harness and everything, like will sell for like 18, 20 grand. Wild. I do remember. Oh, hey Luke, I miss you guys. Yeah, I remember my yellow Evo. I miss it. Cannot wait to see it again. People always send me photos and ask if I remember it. Of course, I remember it. That's probably.
I want to see it.
It's beautiful. It's really, really nice.
Can't wait to have all the Evos in one garage one day.
We need more Evos. We need all the Evos.
All the Evos, every color,
They're
every
fantastic cars.
every color, every option.
If I was old enough to own an Evo when Evos were Evos, I would own all the Evos. For sure. I like this guy. He keeps 569. What do you think about a 1GZFE and a Chaser? I don't know much about the 1GZ at all, actually. So I'm not going to comment on it. But it sounds spicy. Do I still have the Subaru? I do have a Subaru still. I don't know why it doesn't run right. Every time I go to Connecticut, I get this breath of fresh air to try to fix it, and then I give up.
And other people around you give up. I feel like you'd call different people to try and look at it, and they just walk away.
No, they didn't even come to help. They're like, have you tried cleaning the injectors? Hits big. Subaru people. But do you still like in the back of your Corvette the black?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I didn't even see the question.
But
Why?
It's only
You're
funny.
You're so annoying.
They can't see
You're
what he asked.
so annoying.
I didn't say it. I could have said it like that. You would have answered, and then it would have sounded way more insinuating.
Annoying question.
Any news for a spring open house? I have no idea with the state of the world. There's a possibility. Our new location, I don't think is possible to have an open house at. So there's a chance that future open houses may no longer be open houses and may just be an event at the local track or at the like a meet or something. But there's a good chance that there may not be another. I might do like a yard sale. If I could do that, get rid of all my junk, that would be sick. Got a lot of stuff I need to sell. So I would love a hill climb build, but there's no hills to climb here.
Tesla. Boom.
So that's
that
has nothing to do with what I was saying.
Hill climb? Yeah.
There are no hills in Florida.
You don't climb the hills in Florida. You go to Mount Washington or Pikes Peak. That's what they mean.
You can self-drive.
No, I'm gonna. Oh my god.
Christian wants me to talk about Porsche plans. So I talked about it briefly in my video. Well, talking about the new GT3 came out. It didn't wow me. It's cool. It's got cool features, but I don't know that the new GT3 RS is going to be different enough for me to warrant getting rid of mine just yet. So we'll see. It's just they didn't really change that much.
You're trying to convince me to be a Porsche girl.
Porsches are the best cars in the world. Hands down. Brian asked, is there anything in the works for getting a driver for each car and drifting the fleet? No, but a lot of people have brought up the whole thing that I've talked about, drag racing all my cars side by side. I have the location. It was basically all set to go in January, but I wanted the R34 and the Bear Mustang to be there. So it's been postponed until those cars get finished. And once we are actually in the new shop and have all the cars in the same spot, it'll actually make logistics of getting there a lot easier. So it'll probably wait until then, but that's going to be an exciting video. I want to try to make it a full day thing so we can race some of the cars side by side and kind of get you guys input on what we can do to maximize that facility while we have it there. Save Archie, Luke, when's the new member shitty shirt? Yeah, Luke, respond to that because I don't know the answer. Any JDM wagon content planned? No, but Trevor is building a JDM wagon right now, so go look at that. JDM Evo wagon would be sweet. Am I going to Cletus's first drift event? If yes, what car? E36? Question mark. I will be there. I don't know what car I will drive. We shall see what car is not broken. We will make that decision from that. Just Russ. Is that Russ from Australia? I like that Australia's awake. I feel like they're normally not a part of my live streams. That makes me happy seeing my Australian friends comment. It's like get rid of my Subaru. I don't know.
Wait.
Hey, Colette, in the realm of, wait, if I ask her this question, then I need to give her the $10. In the realm of drifting,
Yeah.
have you ever been so far as decided to want to go do more or look like?
What? Hey, in the realm of drifting, I don't understand, but I don't know. Maybe is that a good thing if I say yes or no? I don't know.
That was a very seductive answer to that question.
Was it?
I think that's what he wanted.
Okay.
Any chance on doing a proper build on the S13 Coupe and Cali, something comparable to the cream hatch? That car will never be comparable to the cream hatch, but it will look a lot better than
It will
used to.
because I'm designing it.
I'm excited to.
He doesn't know what it looks like yet, but I do, and it is definitely going to be a big step up in the aesthetics department for LT50.
Can't wait. No, I'm excited. The premium auto styling guys have been doing their magic on the car, and I know that they can do nothing but greatness. So I'm excited to see what you two have masterminded together. But essentially, the bare bones of that car is a car where you can't even change the oil filter without pulling the engine. That has never been changed and is on the verge of death every time I drive it. So yeah.
And it doesn't have a slider.
Texas is frozen. I hope all you guys in Texas are safe right now. That's not what this comment's about. But can you work with Kudos to build a monster truck to race Colette's Hot Wheels monster truck? Who would win?
I would win because I have enough experience and I can do the coolest stuff in a monster truck. But I would want to teach you those things, so it's at least kind of more fair fight, but I'd still win.
Sounds spicy. Captain Pizza wants to know if I would consider a race with It's Just a 6 GT350. I've heard it is fast, and I've heard this man drives with no caution and will go very fast and does not care if what needs to be risked for winning said race.
Yeah.
Will I race with him? We are on different sides of the continent, so it is not possible at the moment. But maybe someday. Let's hope he talks about it. Ever considered redoing the S13's crispy engine? But hey, it's not crispy. It's just no. But I repainted it after it caught on fire. But it just needs to be just like cleaned up. If I do a new valve cover on it and a couple little things here and there. Sam taught me a trick that'll actually lower the engine down enough to where it will stop hitting my hood, which I'm excited about. When I go to E-Town for FD, I don't remember if it's on the schedule, but if it is, I'll be there because I'll be at every event. Pro One, hooray! First video that introduced you to the page was when me and Bert were in Spain. Do I still talk to Bert? Bert actually does all our customer service for LZMFG. He's still a good friend of ours, but he moved to Colorado, so he's been working remotely, but he stops by every now and then. He's a good dude. I wish we got to hang out more. It's always a blast hanging around. Rob. Weird hearing him called Bert. Everyone calls him Rob now. Colette, we need a race head-to-head and see who's faster.
In what?
Cars.
Cars.
You know what?
I don't have a supercar, so.
You know what's crazy? When we first met, we constantly talked about racing go-karts and seeing who's faster, and I feel like we never really asked.
We did.
You did?
I was faster than you were faster.
Yeah.
And at the
indoor one? Those don't
yeah.
count. Those don't count.
Yeah.
They're like, you just crash into people.
Whenever I bring my go-kart here, we'll see.
You are so sweet. You're the sweetest moose. You're a moose.
He's embarrassed.
I know.
That's like the look you gave me when I said zombies at restaurants.
For whatever reason, when you call Pete a moose, he just like rolls over on his back and is the cutest dog in the world. Not that he's not always the cutest dog in the world.
Next been called a moose.
Moose dog.
Are you a moose?
Are you moose? Moose? Moose?
Missing the means.
He's a dog that hugs but doesn't kiss. Any thoughts about building an NSX? I think this is going to be my last question for here. Yes, I love them. I think they're beautiful cars, but the price is so high at this point that it's not something that I can just kind of just buy on a whim. So there's a lot of cars like that.
Also, that's on my list. We have a list.
Oh yeah, she said she needs to get an NSX.
We have a list of cars that I need the right to buy first and have you not build it yet, and that's on my list. So also because of that, he would at least ask me first.
They're just really expensive. I would love to own one, but that would be like another 34 bill, and I can't afford that right now. So yeah, I'll get the 34 done. Someday I'll own an NSX. I have big business plan in my little big brain to hopefully be able to buy many cars that I can just hoard and collect and be a YouTuber version of Jay Leno. Ah, look at this car. It is so cool. Okay, I said we're done. So that is the last comment I'm going to answer. I wanted to thank you guys again for tuning in and apologize for not uploading today. I just wanted the next R34 video to be special, and I knew that today we weren't going to have time to get into it. So that will be in tomorrow's video that we'll upload along with all the content we filmed today and yesterday. So thank you guys. Sorry if I didn't answer your question. I'll do my best to answer it elsewhere. And if you have something that might be able to be answered by other people, maybe ask it on the group page on Facebook. It's linked to my page. You can join there. You'll automatically be accepted. But posts
Facebook
are
page.
on a review. Yeah, Facebook page. The group is attached to it. But the posts are review only. But I'll do my best to keep an eye on there and approve ones so other people can answer questions. You guys can chat and help each other out. And thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I'm really bad at these, so I did my best. Appreciate you guys always. And we're going to go get some food.
Say bye. End it.
Say bye, Pete.
Bye. Oh.